Hello, hello, guys. Excited for today? All right, let's pause the music and go over on to Rika Radio. Hello, hello.
Hello.
Hello. Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Rika Radio. I'm so excited to get the honor of interviewing the one and only Tina today. Tina, would you like to introduce yourself to everyone in chat?
Hello. My name's Tina. Um, I play Valorant. I I used to play Game Changers. I'm kind of like in between teams, I guess, right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I play collegiate Valorant and
Nice.
go to school. And
Okay,
I'm a
that's
Starbucks
good.
barista.
Okay, we love a multi-skilled queen.
Yeah, that's me.
And I guess to start things off, how did you get into Valorant, and did you play any FPS games before it?
Um, I got into Val like right when it came out because I was a League player.
I'm so sorry.
Um, No, yeah, no, I was a League player. I didn't have any other FPS experience beforehand either.
Oh wow, okay.
Um, yeah, so I played League and then Riot came out with a new shooter game and I'm like, "Oh,
Mm-hmm.
this looks fun and interesting." And so it was also like the pandemic, so I kind of had nothing else to do.
Mm-hmm.
So I played a little bit with some friends and whatnot, but I was really bad when I started.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, I didn't like really get into it at the start. It took me a couple acts, maybe like two
Mm-hmm.
acts for me to actually like start playing the game a lot more. And then I like quit League and like mainly played Val. So yeah.
I'm so happy for you, truly. The
I
quitting
know
the
I
league
really I
part is
broke
great.
I broke free. No,
You
actually
broke
I
from the
got out.
chains of League of Legends.
Literally.
And I guess kind of going off of that, how did you get started competing in Valorant? Like, did you go into it with the mindset that you wanted to get good enough to compete, or did you just like play the game and you're like, "Hey, I'm pretty damn good at this."
Oh no, not at all. Not at all. I was so bad. Like I was when I started the game, Um, I placed Iron 2, and I was really like unaware as to what was going on. I just like shooting my gun and like the colors. I'm like, this game's like
The
fun, I guess. I didn't know
game
what was
is
going
very
on.
pretty. The game
Yeah,
is
right.
quite pretty.
So, no, I definitely wasn't good, and I definitely didn't like see potential in myself. I didn't even really know that people like competed in video games really like that.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even follow like League pro play
Esports,
really.
okay.
So I wasn't like familiar with like esports really.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think because I had nothing to do, I just ended up playing the game a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Um and I don't remember exactly what it was, but I think I just decided at one point or like at some point that I probably should get better if I want to like enjoy the game more.
Mm-hmm.
So I just like try I like just like I don't even remember. I think I like looked up how like
How to
resources, I
get
guess.
good.
I think what I did was I watched streamers and stuff because I'm like I want to
Mm-hmm.
get a little better, you know? I want to like feel good playing this game and then
Mm-hmm.
soon after I remember I got into aim training and I think that really like helped me develop like a baseline skill because
Mm-hmm.
I had no FPS experience at all,
Mm-hmm.
especially like mouse and keyboard. So I didn't really know like what I was doing. So aim training was really good for like building my fundamentals. And
Mm-hmm.
then I didn't play ranked for a while. Like for the first episode, I didn't play ranked for like the
Mm-hmm.
first two acts. And then act 3, I went like I don't even know. I just like no life the game. I still to this day I haven't played as much as I did in that act. Like I had like
Uh-huh.
200 plus games or something.
Oh
Um
wow.
which I guess is
Okay.
not a lot for like I know some people play way more than that, but that's a lot for
Yes.
me.
Yeah, yeah.
Um and then I just kept winning because I had improved without playing ranked and
Mm-hmm.
then my rank was still like Iron 3, so
You're just a
then
winner.
yeah, I was just like smurfing basically and it was so fun. Like I would play Reyna and just drop 30 every game in
Mm-hmm.
Iron. I'm like, wow, I'm the best. So I ended that act like gold 2.
Mm-hmm.
Um and then I think I just like wanted to climb and I think I think it was Sahal actually, a Kidlander,
Yeah, okay.
who told me about Game Changers. He was like, "Have you seen this? Have you seen like there's
Mhm.
like a women's and non-binary people league?" And I
Mhm.
was like, "No, I didn't even know this was a thing." And I like looked into it, and I think I was plat at the time, like plat one. And at that
Mm.
time, the requirement was plat one.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, okay, like I can maybe do this. So like,
Mhm.
went on Twitter, I'm like, let me try to
Looking
find a
for
team.
team.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, I'm brand spanking new. I have like a year of like playing this game.
You're like,
It
I'm
was like probably
fresh
like a
talent.
year. Yeah, no, I didn't think I was talented, but I just wanted to see like, what was up. And I had so
Uh-huh.
much free time as well.
So
So
might as well, right?
yeah, exactly. I just wanted to give it a shot.
Mhm.
And just from there, I just kept improving and wanting to improve.
And then kind of going off of that looking for team, do you remember your first team that you were
I
ever on?
do. Yeah, I do. It's my first team was what were we called? Because we went under like a few different names.
Okay.
I think it might be on my VLR actually. Let me go
Oh,
check.
okay. I did check out your VLR, by the
Oh, did
way.
you?
I did. I did. I
Oh
had
my
to.
goodness.
Oh, I feel like I had to, just do a little
Okay,
bit
yeah.
of research.
Yeah, okay. Our first, oh my God, this name is so cringe. Our first team team name was Eye of Artemis. Don't know who picked
Okay.
that.
I
I
like
don't
it.
even I
Has
don't
a
even
nice
remember who
edge
picked
to
that.
it.
Yeah, we were not good. But um I did meet two like actually like most of the people who I played with early on are people I still am friends with. Like
Oh, we love
um
that.
Ex Existinge, like we were
Oh,
on a team
yeah,
together.
yeah,
We were on Eye of Artemis together, and then Lycus Empire Red,
yeah.
and then No Chem and Team Surprise. So like my first
Mm.
four teams, we were together for like a year.
Aw.
Like
Wait, I love
yeah, so
that.
I know, and like we're still really good friends. So
Mm-hmm.
I do value that time on that team, even though it was
Mm-hmm.
kind of like we played like a Sakura Cup and that was it.
Mm-hmm.
But that was like my first kind of thing, and we got rolled. Like we legit got rolled.
Hey,
But that
sometimes you
was like
gotta
my
lose to
first.
win.
Exactly. Exactly. There was a lot of losing before the winning. Like a lot of losing.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
And
I don't even remember what your question was, I'm not gonna lie. I'm
oh no,
sorry.
I mean it was how did you get started competing, and
Oh yeah, yeah.
you answered it incredibly. And I
Thank you.
guess
Thank you.
kind of going from there, what would you say your most challenging obstacle was to overcome in regards to like, getting into the pro scene or game changer scene?
Um, Most challenging hurdle. To be honest, I feel like I still haven't really gotten over it, but like I
Okay,
guess
so
the
what would you
ultimate
say it
goal,
is?
I feel like the ultimate goal for most people is to get signed.
Mm-hmm.
And I've never been signed, so
Any
I feel
orgs
like
out there? Okay, Tina,
yeah, yeah, sign
she's
me.
free, she's available, she's waiting to be signed, and she can truly just bring so much to your organization.
No, seriously. But yeah, like I think that was always the goal and the dream,
Mm-hmm.
to get signed and like make money and then kind of like maybe launch or like kickstart a
Diversify
career.
from there.
Yeah, you can
Mm-hmm.
like I always thought of it like once you're in the signed player ecosystem, you kind of just can bounce around teams a
Mm-hmm.
lot easier than someone who hasn't been signed.
Yeah.
Because you kind of have like that like people don't
Basically
like
like a
orgs don't want to take a
vouch.
chance. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Like orgs don't want to take a chance on players who haven't been signed, so
Mm-hmm.
it's like you're a safer bet
Mm-hmm.
if you already have like that experience, even if you are
Yeah.
better than people who are signed or have been signed.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I feel like that's like the biggest thing.
Definitely. And from what I've seen, it does seem like signed players just kind of get more opportunity, not only to, like you said, get signed, like, or to move teams and whatnot, but just in regards to like even content creation, it does feel like they
Mm-hmm.
do just get kind of more opportunities, more, you know, more
Mm-hmm.
eyes on them.
Yeah,
And then
for
kind
sure.
of going from there with, talking about signed players and whatnot, what is your opinion on the state of the game changer scene right now? especially with some big orgs recently releasing their Game Changers teams. Shopify Rebellion.
I'm so glad you asked me this because I was about to get into this.
Yeah.
Because okay, yeah, like that's one of the main reasons why I'm like I feel like I'm kind of like retired GC player at this point. Like I'm on an indefinite hiatus from playing
Hiatus.
Game Changers. Yeah, because like the scene is it feels like it's dying almost, and I hate to say that because the game is so new, like it's only
Yeah.
3 years old. And there's so many players out there who are dedicated and who are
Yeah.
talented. But it just seems like even in all esports, like tier 2 is struggling.
That
Other
is very
like
true.
and like other games too, like League is also like they're
Yeah.
struggling in some areas.
Tier 2
It's
League
mostly
is
just
not
like
looking great.
no, not at all. It's just like the financials are not there because all these orgs kind of just like dumped so much money early on, hoping they're gonna get like a return
Yeah.
on the money when it's just not sustainable. Like they don't have, I don't know. You have to like do the content route if you want to make money with esports because you basically like they pay these players like so much money, like a ludicrous amount of money
Yeah.
to like play a video game, and they don't even have like even if they win everything,
Yeah.
like even if like you're a Game Changers team and you win everything, like you don't there's only like 3 or 4 tournaments in a year.
Yeah.
That's not like enough money to be just like to justify you getting paid like 20 grand a month,
Yeah.
you know, per player.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, or even like 10 grand. It's just like, it doesn't really make sense. So
Yeah.
I think these orgs are realizing that and they're like dropping their teams, unfortunately. So I feel like they just like set the bar too high probably early
Yeah.
on. Started paying these players like way too much money. Like they weren't, for what they were doing, like it wasn't worth that much.
Yeah.
Like we're not worth 10 grand a month. Sorry. Like I know we're like you're good at the like these players are good at the game.
You're like, we're good,
and,
but like we're not
like
that
10
good.
grand a month.
We're not
like,
that good yet.
Yeah. So
And I guess kind of going off of that with you saying unfortunately in your mind that the scene is kind of dying, and with all these orgs kind of dropping their Game Changers team left and right, where do you see the Game Changer scene being next year? Like, is it just gonna be V1 playing themselves? Like, what's gonna happen? You know?
oh my goodness. Yeah, I actually don't know, and I'm kind of scared to think about it. Like I don't know. I assume I think like worst case probably they probably just like stop supporting GC like at all. I actually could see that, or maybe they like stop putting as much money into it. I'm not quite sure, to be honest, because I don't know if the other regions are having the same problems. I don't think that they are. I'm pretty sure like the EMEA region for GC is kind of doing well. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I know the
I don't keep
APAC
up.
scene is also doing decently from what I've seen. Although
Yeah,
the
like they're
orgs over there
growing.
too, I don't think the orgs over there are putting in as much money as the orgs in North America. Because I know
Yeah.
the team that won, I think APAC was Team SMG,
Oh
if I'm
yeah.
remembering correctly. And I know they said like one of the players is their analyst as well, like, and she also helps
Oh,
coaching.
really?
So yeah, I definitely don't
Okay,
think
yeah.
they're sinking as much money in as the orgs in North America are, which maybe, you know, I don't know. I don't want to say anything, but you know, maybe that helps. I don't know.
Yeah, and I think that's also really interesting because esports is a lot more developed in APAC, like the APAC region, because a lot of these orgs have money
Yeah.
from like their other endeavors,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
for example, like Billy, you know, their social media website or something. Like
Yeah.
they make probably billions of dollars a year, you know.
Yeah.
So they don't need to like make money from their Valorant team. It's just like that's just like a thing that they do as
Yeah.
well, you know, like that's not the main thing. Whereas
Edward
these
Gaming
orgs
as
in North
well.
America, I don't even know what they're funded by. Like it's usually like a guy or like a famous or an ex sports athlete or something that just
Yeah.
like is dumping money because it's like something
I
he
feel like the
moderately cares about, you know.
biggest example of that would probably be Disguise Toast. Like,
Yeah,
it's just one guy funding the team.
yeah, but a lot of other orgs, they're kind of like that too. I can't remember off the top of my head, to be honest. But some of these orgs, like they only exist because usually it's like a sports player or something that
Mm-hmm.
just kind of like funds it themselves, like because they're worth like hundreds of millions of dollars, and
Mm-hmm.
they just have money to spare, and they're like, oh, I care about esports, you know.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Other than that, I actually just don't know where they get their money,
Mm-hmm.
and I think sponsors are realizing that there's no reason for them to be like wasting their
Yeah.
money. So I don't know what the scene's gonna look like, to be honest, and
Yeah.
I'm kind of scared. That's why I've been kind of
Valid.
just like focusing on the collegiate side of things
Yeah.
because that is a like even though it's the level of competition is not as high,
Mm-hmm.
um, it's way more it's sustainable and it's
Yeah.
consistent because uh these people are like going to school at
Mm-hmm.
these schools. It's not like they can just like you can't just like make roster
Trade
changes and stuff
trade
like
players
that.
left and right.
Yeah, exactly. Like these players are like locked in for the school year essentially.
Mm-hmm. And I guess with that being said, my next question would be, what would you say is kind of the biggest difference between collegiate Valorant and then Game Changers Valorant?
Um, I think the consistency is a big one, like consistency with the players.
Mm-hmm.
And also like for example, like I go to Carleton and they don't pay
Mm-hmm.
us to play, but
Yeah.
I know other schools they get paid to play,
Oh wow,
and
okay.
for or like they'll like pay their tuition, you know,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and like housing and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think um that sort of security, like obviously you can get dropped, but I feel like
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot more security with getting paid uh like on a scholarship to go to school and also play because usually like your contract or whatever is like tied to your academics and like your school year and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So like you kind of have a little bit more security in the sense that like okay, I for sure know for the most part I'm going to be here for the next year. Whereas
Yeah.
like in Game Changers, you don't know where you're
Might be like
like
the next month.
yeah, like you don't know if your team's gonna implode next
Mm-hmm.
month. You don't know if you're gonna get signed. If you're signed, you don't know how long you're gonna be signed. Even if your
Mm-hmm.
contract is like a 6 month or a year-long
Yeah.
contract, they can terminate it at any time, and they do
Yeah.
that all the time, um, for lots of reasons. You know, it doesn't even
Mm-hmm.
have to be necessarily valid ones. So,
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a big one.
Mm-hmm.
I also think like the level of competition in collegiate is really, really varied, but I think at
Mm-hmm.
the higher level, it is better than like the higher level of like if we're talking about like the highest level of collegiate Valorant versus the highest level of Game Changers Valorant, I do think collegiate is better.
Oh wow,
Um,
okay.
and I think it is only getting better.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and there's also a lot more competition. Oh my God,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's a big thing too. Like
Mm-hmm.
the competition, it's not like how V1 is just untouchable on their mountain
Yeah.
at the top. It's like the
Uh-huh.
top teams in collegiate are always changing. And like especially right
Oh,
now,
okay.
it's really interesting because there's been like reigning champions from previous years that are like losing hard now and like there's new
Mm-hmm.
schools with new players
Mm-hmm.
and
I
even some
love
of these
that.
players, yeah, even some of these like teams like Maryville
Mm-hmm.
and Northwood and stuff like that. People like teams that are like fan favorites or like favorites to win. They're getting
Mm-hmm.
upset by like smaller schools and like quote unquote
Ooh.
worse teams. So that
Mm-hmm.
is really interesting to see because I find playing collegiate, it always feels like there's like an actual chance to win.
Yeah.
Like we could actually go all the way. Like you
Mm-hmm.
literally never know because you just don't know. And I think that's
Mm-hmm.
really exciting.
No, yeah, that sounds a lot more exciting and kind of intriguing than, kind
Hmm.
of the same team. I'm a V1 fan, but it's like, it gets a
Yeah.
little, oh, okay. Like V1's
And
a
I'm sure they
little.
want competition too, you know?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then
Yeah.
kind of you mentioned earlier teams imploding. And speaking of teams imploding, what are your thoughts on the whole cheating scandal that occurred in this past Game Changers with Newt Newt? And how do you
Oh.
feel like it has impacted the Game Changers scene?
I'm not gonna lie. I was pretty checked out of that. I remember I followed
Really?
it. Yeah, I followed it like a little bit, but
Mm-hmm.
um this past year, like since September, I've kind of just been like focusing on school and
Mm-hmm.
like
That's good.
I remember seeing it like passively, but I remember just thinking to myself like it was bound to happen, like something like this in Game Changers, like
Uh-huh.
not really surprised. There's a lot of like shady things that
Mm-hmm.
I've heard about. This is not like the first cheating allegation,
Against Newt Newt or just in general?
just in general.
Oh, okay.
And it's just I'm not surprised. I'm a little disappointed and it is sad,
Mm-hmm.
but I think the Game Changer scene has always kind of just been digging itself into its own grave
Yeah.
since its inception because it's just
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just people trying to prove their worth and they try to do anything that it takes to prove
Yeah.
that and it just causes a lot of strife and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Um, at the end of the day, it's just like unlucky and I think most people are just like whatever. It's
Mm-hmm.
like you can just look at it like one rotten egg or like one bad
Mm-hmm.
apple, but I think the
Yeah.
scene with or without the drama is probably not doing so great
On the
anyway,
decline.
so yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I don't
I
really
will
know.
say, with the new drama, it did seem like people only kind of started caring once it impacted the disguise team,
Mm-hmm.
because
Very
that's when
true.
people were really like, I can't believe they were cheating. But then you go to VLR and you look at the previous bracket and it's like, oh, but what happened? Like, what about the team that Newt Newt beat to even get into the main, the
Yeah,
main stage or whatever?
exactly.
And
And you
so
like go
that
down the
is,
line.
yeah. So it was a really tough position, and obviously commiserations to disguise. It really sucks.
Mm-hmm.
It really sucks
For
that
sure.
that happened to them, and then it sucks to all the other teams that Newt Newt beat to get to where they were with it being exposed that they were cheating. And I mean, like you were saying, it was bound to happen, right? And even if it's not cheating, it does feel like, as someone who is a GC fan for a while, it does seem like every Game Changers there is something that does happen.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it be cheating or not, it does feel like every Game Changers there's just a story.
There's just some drama. Like it's
Yeah.
like we can't avoid it, you know. I'm not even I don't even know why I'm saying we. They can't avoid it. I'm not even gonna
Like,
put
I'm not in
myself into
there.
that.
Yeah.
Actually, no, like I've been implicated in drama like at one point or another
Mhm.
indirectly, you know.
Mhm.
And it's fun. Like I think in a way it kind of brings us together.
Mhm.
And I think it's fun in that way. And like I wouldn't know so many people or like
Mhm.
have opinions on some like people if it weren't for drama, I guess. And
Mhm.
that's bad and good, I think, because
Yeah.
you kind of can see people's true colors and also see who people side with and
Mhm.
that sort of thing. So I don't know, like drama is like annoying, but like at the end of the day, we all like we're humans and we like
Yeah.
drama, you know, like whether we like it
True.
or not, like whether we want to admit it or not, like we like it keeps it exciting, you know.
Yeah.
Um, so I think it's I think it's fine. I don't
Mhm.
regret anything. I don't wish it was different, to be
Yeah.
honest. Like I wish people were like weren't bad people, I guess,
Yeah.
but
Valid.
I don't I think drama is fine, to be
Yeah.
honest. Maybe that's a hot take, but
No, valid. It's valid. And then, kind of to get your opinion on another Game Changer situation.
mhm.
With Evil Geniuses recently kicking out Kinsey from their Game Changers roster,
Mhm.
where do you see them going in regards to Brazil? Like, what are their next steps now? Now that they're missing a, to be quite honest, key player.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think they're gonna like. Are they? I don't even know if they're still going. I
I'm not
believe that they
sure.
are. If they are, they're not gonna do as well. Like
Mhm.
just like just it's just that simple. Like
Yeah.
they're not gonna play well.
Mhm.
Kinsey's kind of like their entire team. I think
Mhm.
the Starbound pickup was really good. I think Starbound is really, really a very solid player.
Mhm.
But Kinsey has like been on this team for a time
Mhm.
and has continued like they're really consistent, like consistently
Mhm.
fragging, you know? So I feel
Yeah.
like losing a player like that is kind of just like I don't know. I don't know who they're replacing them with either, to be
Mhm.
honest. So I haven't really kept up. Like I remember
Yeah.
seeing that
I don't think
and
I've
being
seen any
like
updates yet.
I was actually surprised that EG even dropped them in the first place over this.
Mhm.
I didn't think that would actually happen because I feel like some orgs take the the approach of just kind of like sweeping it under the
Yeah.
rug.
Yeah.
But so like honestly, I commend them for that. But
Mm-hmm.
ruins their chances for sure at performing
Yeah.
in Brazil. But I think they didn't even expect probably to
Mm-hmm.
go to Brazil. Like being fully honest here, like I don't
Mm-hmm.
think they expected to beat V1
Mm-hmm.
in the grand finals. Um, but
And
you
did
know,
you watch the grand finals?
I did. Yeah, that was
And
kind of
okay, with
shocking.
that, yeah, kind of I wanted to get your thoughts on it. What do you think was the biggest kind of factor that led to EG beating V1? Like was it just V1 having a really off day? Was it EG kind of playing out of their minds? Was it a mix of both, you know? In your
I think
opinion, what
I think it
what
was
happened?
I think it was EG playing like literally like like they were gonna die if they don't win.
Uh-huh.
Like they probably prepped really, really, really hard for that. And
Mhm.
also, I think V1, not to like cope, but like I truly believe this. I think V1 was just doing like the fanatic thing where they don't show strats and they just lose.
Mhm.
Because that's what Fnatic did going into champs. They
Yeah,
lost
they did. They
their
lost to TL.
yeah, like in the EMEA finals
Yeah.
in a very similar way. Like they got
Mhm.
blown out of the water because if you watch those games, you can see that they didn't change anything. They didn't change any of their strats that they
Mhm.
have been doing for the entire season. So it's really easy to anti-strat when you
Yeah.
have seen literally every single part of
Yeah.
their play. So I'm pretty sure I didn't watch the games like in full enough, and
Yeah.
I don't have enough V1 VODs to like know for sure.
Yeah.
But like I
That's what
don't
you're
think they all just had
assuming.
an off day.
Yeah.
I think they really just were like playing to they're just playing. They don't want to show
Yeah.
anything, essentially.
Yeah. And then kind of speaking of V1, who would you say in your opinion is the toughest player to play against in Game Changers?
The toughest player to play against. I don't really like I'm not really afraid of anybody, to be honest. Like even
Mhm.
when I've played V1
Goat
twice.
mentality.
I've played V1 twice and uh there was no one I was really like I guess maybe Floor.
Mhm.
But like, there's no one I'm really like afraid to duel. I don't think
Yeah.
anyone is unbeatable, like just in a duel. You know what I mean? This game has so many factors that it's kind of just like if you take a better fight, you're probably gonna win.
Uh-huh.
So, me personally, I ain't afraid of nobody. Maybe Fluorescent, because she kind of gets away with things
Yeah.
in a way where I haven't seen other people do.
Yeah.
Like she gets away with things that she shouldn't get away with.
Yeah, it does seem
Um,
like she just kind of has these crazy plays where you're like, How? How does she
no,
do that?"
literally. But even in the first time uh I played against V1 on the first BO3 I played against V1 in GC2. I'm pretty sure I went positive against everyone on that team except
Okay.
Noya.
Oh,
So
okay.
Noya's also crazy actually, but
Mhm.
after playing against them not once but twice, it's just kind
Mhm.
of like it's not that bad. Like it's
Yeah.
like they're not scary in their individual gunplay, though they are really good. It's
Yeah.
just them playing
As a
together is what
team.
makes them
Mhm.
scary.
Yeah.
But even then, it's more so just kind of like impressive to play against rather than
Mhm.
scary.
Mhm.
It's just like, wow, they're so
Gotta
drilled.
play the best to be the best, right?
Exactly, yeah.
And kind of going off of that, what do you do to stay level-headed in tough games? Slash, what advice do you have in regards to helping like reset your mental when the game gets frustrating?
Um, I think when it comes down to like matches and stuff, only talking about like matches, ranked is a
Mhm.
whole different beast that I'm still trying to figure out because I don't even know what I'm doing. But um, for like matches and stuff like that, I think what I try to think of is only what I can control,
Mhm.
trying to maximize like my own impact. So even if I'm having like an off day where I can't shoot my gun and like nothing's connecting and like I feel like I'm just blanking at every gunfight and I feel like I'm whiffing, you know, like constantly.
Mhm.
I make up for it in other ways. So I'll try to like calm a lot, like make a lot of mid-round calls, give a lot of ideas, make sure nothing is left unsaid, you know. I try to like pick up the slack in other ways so I can still be a useful asset to my team. I don't really think I shut down anymore. I definitely used to, and I used to get in
Mm-hmm.
my own head a lot in matches, but now I think it's gone to the point where I realize it's a team game,
Mm-hmm.
and one bad game doesn't define you. Even if nothing's working, even if you have no ideas, nothing's clicking,
Mm-hmm.
that doesn't define you. Um, and as so long as you can remember that like you can always still have impact in some way or another,
Mm-hmm.
uh, it's fine. And sometimes you just lose, even if you feel like you're playing out
Yeah.
of your mind. Sometimes your team is also playing out of their mind, and
Mm-hmm.
you're doing everything you've practiced and you're still losing. Like sometimes it's just like that, and then you just need to
Mm-hmm.
go back to the drawing board and realize, okay, this is what we can do better for next time, and just treat everything
Mm-hmm.
like a learning opportunity. Um, but yeah, only
Mm-hmm.
get mad about the things that are within your control. And it's okay to be passionate, you know? Passion
Yeah.
brings out like those emotions sometimes. And that's not
Mm-hmm.
necessarily bad, but so long as you're using them to fuel you to do better,
Yeah.
then, you know,
A
then you'll be
hundred
fine.
percent. And this question kind of is in regards more so to, I guess, competing and being within a team. But how much does your IGL dead calm versus letting like the rest of the team play out the round? And do you personally have a preference?
Um, definitely, it's definitely team based.
Mm-hmm.
I know some teams, like famously, Angel or like Angel
Mm-hmm.
One on
Navi.
Navi. Yeah, he's famous for doing the thing where he dies first and then
Mm-hmm.
like IGLs from the grave and like chess pawns his way to victory essentially. Like he
Uh-huh.
that's like literally like their strategy. Like
Mm-hmm.
there's like there I remember last year there was like some crazy statistic like round percentage or like round
Uh-huh.
win percentage statistic. Like if Angel dies first, their chances of winning the rounds like 70% or something, like something ridiculous. Like and
Uh-huh.
he's also playing controller too. Like he's
Yeah.
not playing like a senti roll on attack kind of thing. It's like your
Uh-huh.
controller dying first on attack is the least ideal
Yeah.
situation. So I don't know how they do it. So I know some people do that. I remember
Mm-hmm.
also being on a team uh maybe 2 years ago now or like a year and a half ago where um, one of my players was trying to get my IGL to stop doing that because she
Mm-hmm.
liked to kind of do that sort of thing where when she dies, she kind of would dead calm and like
Mm-hmm.
call from the grave. But she really did not like that, and she was
Yeah.
like, "I really think it brings it kind of breeds bad habits
Uh-huh.
and makes players like less gives them less agency to like
Mm-hmm.
play their own game." So I do think it's preference. I think
Mm-hmm.
it's okay though. If the IGL sees something that the team's not seeing, then obviously say it. You know, like
Mm-hmm.
don't say something like don't just not say something if you're like really seeing something,
Yeah.
but do let your players try to think for themselves because I
Mm-hmm.
think everybody on the team should be mid-rounding. I think every player on the team should be thinking at every point in the game like what should I be doing? What's happening around the map? Like processing this information constantly and constantly making decisions. Because if everyone's doing that, then you don't really need your IGL to be making those calls.
Mm-hmm.
The only real use for them is just making sure everyone's on the same page and
Mm-hmm.
kind of like herding the pack together. So it's like everyone could have like ideas that might be good, but the IGL kind of just like picks one or like picks what they think is the best one, and we'll go,
Mm-hmm.
okay, let's just do that. So I think it's fine. It's kind of just like team dependent. What the team thinks
Mm-hmm.
it's good is good. What works for them, because at the end of the day, if you're winning, you're winning. So
Yeah. Very
yeah.
true. And I guess with that, have you ever thought of IGLing or becoming an IGL?
Um, yeah, I actually used to IGL for when I played collegiate last
Okay.
year.
Very
Um,
cool.
yeah, I was IGLing for we had like a women's team at Carleton that I was playing on
Mm-hmm.
last year, and I had the most experience on that team, so
Mm-hmm.
uh, I took it on myself
Mm-hmm.
to IGL, I guess. But the thing is, I was also playing duelist, so
Oh,
that was
okay.
like there was like some learning or some growing pains with that.
Channeling your inner jazzykins.
Yeah, truly. But it was really fun, and I think I have thought about IGLing before. It's
Mm-hmm.
kind of hard though because I feel like I could IGL in the right circumstances,
Mhm.
especially like in a Game Changers team. But like when you're playing co-ed, it's
Mhm.
kind of weird with the like gender dynamics
Yeah.
when you
Yeah.
want to IGL. Because even on like my team, I'm playing on the varsity team now.
Mhm.
Um, like
Congrats.
with like, thank you. With four other guys,
Oh
and
wow.
they've talked about
Okay.
it before, like having me IGL
Uh huh.
before we kind of establish like what works for us.
Mhm.
And I would definitely be up for it because I think I could do it. I think I have a good voice, and I like. I think about the game in like a very IGL kind of way, I guess. But there's always kind of like those dynamics, even if like people don't think that they exist. Like they kind of do.
Mhm.
Like you say something, and your voice doesn't get heard as much, or you don't get as much authority, I
Mhm.
guess. Um, I'm also like they're all like higher peak ranks than me, so that
Mhm.
also kind of plays into it. But I do have like a lot of experience playing with different IGLs. I've like
Mhm.
done a lot of research into learning how to IGL as well,
Mhm.
because I considered it for a while and I like wanted to learn.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, I would like to, but at the same time, it is a big burden to take on.
Yeah.
And I do think I'm equipped for it, but if I don't have to IGL, then like
Yeah.
obviously I'm not gonna, because it's a
That's
lot of
valid.
responsibility.
That's
But
very valid.
yeah,
And then you mentioned ranked earlier. In your opinion, what do you think is the biggest issue with Valorant rank right now?
bro.
Now's your chance to get it all out, all the venting.
God, oh my God. The biggest issue with Valorant ranked, I think there's so many
Yeah,
issues,
I guess
but
biggest issues.
yeah, I think like one of the main ones is people just not trying.
Mhm.
I'm sure you might have seen this maybe in your own games or like on Twitter,
Mhm.
Discourse or whatever, but
Mm.
it's just like this problem where people think trying is uncool and like if you
Yeah, it's
try
so
to
weird.
win, you're lame and like you're a tryhard. Like I'm
Yeah.
sorry I queued a ranked game to win. I'm really sorry.
Yeah.
Like I don't know where this mentality comes
I
from.
don't know
Actually, I kind of do.
either.
I
Oh,
think I do, and I
please.
think it's just like a pride thing because it's like
Uh-huh.
if people come in like go in with the attitude that they don't care, then they're like just gaslighting themselves into
Being okay with
per-
the loss or something?
exactly. So it's
Uh-huh.
like if they lose, it's like, oh, I wasn't really trying anyway. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
It's so cope, and I'm like, oh my
Yeah.
God, like just man up, you know? Like I know
Yeah.
it's a lot of guys who do this too, you know?
Yeah.
Like
Does
a
tend
lot
to
of the
be the
girls,
men.
yeah, a lot of the girls I play with, a lot of the girls that are in my games,
Mm-hmm.
they're usually the ones that are trying, and it's
Mm-hmm.
usually the guys that are like, like
Yeah.
they just like think it's cringe for you to try, and I'm like, you're just
Yeah.
insecure, like you're so scared of losing
Yeah.
that you rather accept the loss before the game even starts
Yeah.
than actually try to win. Like
Yeah.
there's no humility in trying.
Yeah.
We're
It
all
does feel
here
like
to win.
there has been an uptick in videos of people just being like, "Oh, I don't care. I'm gonna throw your elo," and it's like,
Exactly.
for what reason?
Like you're not cool for throwing a game. You're not cool
Yeah.
for running it down. Like that's just not cool.
Yeah.
Sorry. Like hate like and some people probably think I'm not cool for thinking that, but it's like
Yeah.
what do you do this for? What do you play ranked for? Like you obviously
Yeah.
care about your rank
Mhm.
because if you don't care about winning, then you care about something, so
Mhm.
you want a rank basically.
Yeah.
Um so obviously you care. You're just
Yeah.
pretending that you don't care, and it's just that just screams pathetic to me, and
Yeah. I think a
I
lot of
think
it, like
that's
you
an
said,
epidemic.
is pride, and so it feels like these people just want that high rank without actually
Mhm.
having to like play or earn it
Mhm.
or anything like that.
Exactly.
And it's
Yep.
like, well, that's just not how
Yeah.
that should work.
Exactly.
I think what annoys me too is you're saying it's like you queued up rank because you want to get better and you want to win, and people always try and come back with saying, "Oh, it's just a game," and like, yeah, obviously it's just a game,
Oh my
but
God.
there's
Yeah.
a ranked queue, or there's a competitive mode for a
Mhm.
reason.
Yep. I was literally just thinking about this today because I played one ranked game
I'm so
and
sorry.
lost. I know it's okay. I played one ranked game and I lost, and I was just like so mad afterwards. I was just like
Yeah.
sitting in my chair like fuming. And just like the thought that it's just a game doesn't make me feel better because I'm
Yeah.
like, I know it's just a game, but like I'm playing this game to have fun and
Yeah.
win. And if I'm not winning, I still want to have fun because at least everyone's trying. Like I have
Yeah.
fun in my losses, especially like when people are trying, like
Yeah.
fair loss, everyone tried their best. We just couldn't make it work. It was still a fun game. You go again, but like
Mhm.
the way I lost today, just like my team just didn't know what to do, as in like they
Mm.
had no idea how to play the game. It felt like, and I feel
Uh-huh.
like everyone was just like running around like a headless chicken, and the enemy team was playing like we're on attack on Haven, and the enemy
Uh-huh.
team would have 4 people C randomly. They would have three
What
C
the
with the
fuck?
jet op and the cipher trips and the
Uh-huh.
Sova dart, and then you would go A, and suddenly there's a Omen with a judge, and I'm like, bro, like nothing is working. Like
Yeah.
this is like no fighting chance.
Yeah.
It's just so aggravating, and I'm like,
Mhm.
yeah, I know it's just a game, but this game is aggravating, and
Yeah.
I'm annoyed.
Like it's just a
So
game, but
yeah.
this game really fucking sucked.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, the state of ranked, it's really sad too because a lot of my friends have pointed this out, and like
Yeah.
obviously I know this, but
Mhm.
other people have noticed this in me, in the fact that I never play ranked really. Like I don't play
Mhm.
this game for fun. I
Yeah.
don't play it in my free time. I
Yeah.
compete in this game and I don't play it in my free time. And I feel like that
Yeah.
says a lot
I will
about the
say
state of the
I've
game.
noticed you less on, and usually when I log on, I'm like, oh, okay, Tina. But
Yeah,
I feel
you
like I
do, you do.
never see you on nowadays. I can't even tell you I'm a big fan anymore.
Oh my God. It's just like I can't even bring myself to log in. I don't even want to like deathmatch half the
No,
time.
I feel that's so hard because like you're playing ranked, like you're playing
Hmm.
ranked because you play this game in college. You want to get better. For me,
Exactly.
I have no skin in the game really, but even for
Hmm.
me at one point, I like dreaded logging in to do dailies because it was just so like it just felt like such a pain and chore to play Valorant.
Right? It really does just feel like a chore. And that's so sad. And I'm not going to
Yeah,
force myself to play a game that feels like a chore because it should be fun. It's a game.
yeah.
Um, and it's just like really sad because I like the core gameplay loop of
Mhm.
Valorant. I think it's fun. I think the gunplay is fun. I think
Yeah. The
the
game is
maps are,
pretty.
yeah, the maps are cool sometimes. Sometimes I don't really like them.
Uh huh.
Um, like Breeze, ugh, I hate that map. But
Uh
it's
huh.
just, I don't know, like the game should be more fun and it's
Yeah.
not. And that is really sad. And it
Yeah.
feels like the developers don't care. Like
Mhm.
they just like make, they
Yeah.
like, I don't know, they don't address any issues and it feels like a
Puff
slap in the
deadlock.
face.
Puff deadlock.
No, literally, like they just make like
Sorry.
useless agents and don't
Yeah.
listen to community feedback. I'm not even just talking about like um professional player feedback because I know
Just
some
in
people,
general.
yeah, like I know some people take issue in like like when pro players give feedback because
Mhm.
it's like, well, you play this game 8
Yeah.
hours a day and you're in the top 0.01% of the game, so obviously your perspective is not the everyman's
Mhm.
perspective. But like they don't listen to anybody's perspective. Like
Yeah.
people on in all ranks, I feel like are complaining about, hey, like they don't even have to be complaining. Like Deadlock has a terrible pick rate. The
Yeah.
new agent, I feel like is probably also gonna have a terrible pick rate.
Yeah.
Um, it's just like they're designing all these
Yeah.
agents and like new features and stuff like that
Yeah.
that no one really cares for. It doesn't really add anything to the game,
Mhm.
and just not addressing the fact that
Yeah.
nobody's having fun. Like we're not
Yeah.
having fun. Fix it. Make people incentivized to play the game.
No,
Punish people who don't
honestly.
try. Like I feel like they
Yeah.
kind of got a good system going in League. So like build upon it in Valorant. Like
Yeah.
you have the infrastructure.
Which
Like
is
it's not even
crazy,
like it's not
by the
even like a
way.
different what sorry?
To like interrupt. It is
Yeah,
crazy that we can say that something in League of Legends
yeah.
is better than Valorant.
I
Like I'm not
know.
even saying that as like a meme to rag on League or anything, but that is genuinely baffling to
I
think
know.
about.
I know. And it's like the same company. Obviously, like
Yeah.
they're different games, like different teams work on them, but like,
Yeah.
come on. You have a system that is like I think working decently well in League. I don't
Mhm.
play ranked in League. I play like norms sometimes,
Yeah.
like every couple weeks with my friends. But
Yeah.
like they've had the honor system for a while.
Yeah.
I feel like the
Which
game
is
has
to be
a
quite
lot.
frank. the honor system is still kind of shit and the honor star
Yeah.
is still pretty shit, but at least it's there, you know?
At least it exists, you
Yeah,
know?
at least it exists where it's like, okay, you know, for the meme of it, maybe I want honor level 5, so I'm gonna be like a decent human being to the other
Mm-hmm.
players on my team. In Valorant, there's really nothing. It's like you don't get rewarded for being nice, and honestly, half the time you get punished for standing up to for yourself.
Exactly.
So
And
it's,
there's no way
what are
to,
we doing?
yeah, there's no way to like acknowledge people who like are good teammates
Yeah.
if they're not like doing well on the
Even
scoreboard either.
Overwatch has a thing for that.
Yeah. And
Overwatch
it's like
has
not,
I forget what it's called, but you know what I'm talking about.
yeah. Like the commend. Is it
Yeah,
commending? I don't,
something along those lines. But yeah.
yeah. I just don't understand. Like, there's no incentive at all. Like, I want
Mhm.
to be a good teammate. I want to
Mhm.
calm. I want to play the game. I want to try. I like having
Mhm.
fun in that sort of competitive environment. But, like, I actually have no incentive to do that. And nobody appreciates it either. Like, the people on my team
Yeah.
don't care that I'm trying. They
Yeah.
actually kind of find it annoying that I'm
Yeah.
trying. They think I'm the bad guy for trying. And
Once
it's
you
like,
start calling strats and comp, it's like, why are you tryharding? Why are you
yeah, and
sweating?
it's just like so it's just so cringe. Like
Yeah.
it's insane. It's actually insane.
Yeah, and you kind of mentioned it earlier with the agents, but I forgot who tweeted it, but someone did tweet out, it feels like they're making with the two newest agents, they're making these very niche agents where it's like
Mm-hmm.
it's like it's good to pick them in like one very specific scenario instead of
Yeah.
just making agents that kind of have the same use as the ones we've had previously, but maybe, you know, just like one different skill or one different
Mm-hmm.
ability or something along those lines.
Yeah.
With Deadlock and ISO, like, do you agree with that take? Do you think like they're just making these agents to be new and special, even though they have no place in the
Place.
game?
Oh, fully. I fully agree. I was literally just talking about this. I don't
Mm-hmm.
remember with who, but I was talking about how one, I was talking about how if a character like Jet was never
Mm-hmm.
in the game, I feel like it would be a lot easier for the developers to balance
Mm-hmm.
new agents around it because it's hard to make duelists, for example, like thinking about
Yeah.
ISO, that compete with Jet because of
Yeah.
her ability to do what a duelist should do
Mm-hmm.
so with such little skill. Like all
Yeah.
you have to do is click a button and then you
And
dash
then
forward. Whereas
yeah.
like Raze, there's I think Raze is the perfect duelist. If Jet
Mm-hmm.
didn't exist, I think if Raze was like the primary duelist and Jet didn't exist, I think this
Mm-hmm.
game would probably be in a better state, like in a much better state.
Mm-hmm.
Because Raze's movement is so it's balanced. Like you have to have
Yeah.
skill to use it. There's
Very
nuance
true.
to it.
That is
There's like
very, very true.
there's skill expression to it. Like if you're bad, you're obviously bad and you'll fail
Yes.
and it'll be and then you have to work on it. And then also if you're good, you can be really, really good. Then there's levels
Yeah.
to it. Whereas a Jet player is just like you can't be good at dashing. Like
Yeah.
you know what I mean? And it's like that
Yeah.
at every level. Like you can be a very impactful Jet playing the exact same way
Regardless. Mm-hmm.
at like every level. And I feel like that shouldn't be the case.
Yeah.
And so I don't know, with these new agents, it feels like I think like the devs have realized they kind of like have a problem here where
Yeah.
they can't make something that directly competes with Jet, or else I guess they're scared that people will find it boring or something. Because I
Mm-hmm.
think they kind of tried with like Neon a little bit, and no one really picks Neon
Yeah.
because I don't know. She kind of does what Jet does. Like she runs fast, like she's an entry duelist. Like
Yeah.
I'm comparing like Neon, Raze, and Jet
Mm-hmm.
kind of all together. Um,
Yeah.
but with ISO, it's like
What does he
they're
do?
like I don't know. I think they're really just trying to like gamble and like make niches basically. Like,
Yeah.
oh, this is an agent you can one trick. Same thing with
Yeah.
Deadlock. This is an agent you
Yeah.
can one trick, like
Yeah.
doesn't really offer anything like useful
Mm-hmm.
that like slots into the meta. And
Yeah.
again, not to come back to League, but like League is so good for this. Like they make new I guess like they're so good for
Mm-hmm.
this almost in the opposite way where when they release a new champion it's like a little too overpowered. But I
Yes,
know
that is true.
that's also like a strategic thing because it
Yeah.
gets people to play
Yeah. Yeah.
like
Yeah.
the champion. But like League releases new champions all the time,
All the
like multiple a
time.
year.
Yeah.
And they're like healthy, you know, like
Yeah.
they eventually they get balance, and then they have a healthy place in the meta, from what
Yeah.
I can tell. They're not completely garbage, and like
Yeah.
they're only really completely busted like on release usually, and
Yeah.
then they kind of get fixed. In
Mhm.
Valorant, it's just like they're
Yep.
bad. On launch they're bad, and they have to
Yeah.
play catch up, and by that point no one has any faith in the character. They have no place
Yeah.
in the game. And also they're frankly they're just designed poorly. Like ISO's
Yeah.
ult has no place in a tactical
Yeah.
shooter. Like not to be like, oh, this is how the game should be. Like I'm not the one
Yeah.
developing it. Like it is a Riot Games. Like
Yeah.
they can decide what the game should and shouldn't be. But like I feel like it's just so out of place with what
Mhm.
we have already, and I don't think it's something fresh or new in a good way. I think it's
Yeah.
actually really bad for the game. Like his ult is just so dumb in a game where it takes less than a
Yeah.
second to kill somebody. Why are we
Yeah.
Mordekaiser
Mordecai's
ulting?
ulting people.
Like you know what I mean? Like
No,
in a
that's
game
so
like League,
true.
that ult makes sense because like
Yeah.
there's like brawl, you know, like there's back and forth.
They're
There's room
team
for
fights.
outplay. Yeah, there's room for like mechanical outplay and
Yeah.
stuff like that. In Val, you just shoot
I
one
think,
bullet and you win the fight. Like, how
yeah.
does that make sense?
Kind of going off of your comparison with League and Valorant. Maybe it's because League's been out longer. Maybe it's because there are, probably like 10 times as many champions in League than there are Valorant. But it really does feel like with League, especially in like, not including pro play, because honestly, pro play, it's usually pretty boring. It's like the same 5 champions like 10 champions, chosen
Hmm.
over and over again. But just like for the casual player in ranked, with League, it feels like it is so much easier to win with like 5 randomly picked champions
Hmm.
than with Valorant. It really does feel like if you don't have this like one champ or one agent, like if you don't have, I'm trying to think of a good example, like KJ on Ascent or something like
Hmm.
that. It makes it exponentially harder to win the game.
Yeah,
And
and that's
so with
bad.
these new agents, it's like they make Deadlock and ISO. It kind of feels like they're just trying to make these flashy agents rather than actually making them to fit into the game, like you said, which
Yeah,
is not very good because
I think it's
not everyone
bad.
is just trying to be a one trick. Not everyone is trying to like God. I don't think I've met one Deadlock one trick
Same.
ever. Like I'm sure Isil will probably have a few because he's a duelist, he's flashy, people are drawn to him and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's like who's gonna be like, yeah, I really love playing Deadlock.
Yeah, and you
Like they
get
just
no value.
they walked past my trips, they broke my wall, and they crouched at my nade. That was really and even with that, like I've been playing a lot of Deadlock on my ult account. Even her
Mhm.
ult is still really buggy. Like people are
Yeah.
constantly getting stuck on boxes and walls and
Oh, really?
yeah. And
Oh
it's
my
like
gosh, yeah.
not even that is like the coolest part of her kit. It still is like sometimes, sometimes it works,
Yeah.
sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah.
So
I
it
don't agree
just,
with.
yeah, I don't know what they can do to kind of get away from the trajectory they're on right now, like the Valorant devs.
Yeah, I think they had a good thing going, I think, with Fade. I think when
Mm-hmm.
Fade was released, that was probably yeah, I think Fade was probably, I'm not including Chamber
Mm-hmm.
because
Chamber.
wait, did Fade get released after Chamber? She
I
might have.
think so.
I think Fade was probably the last like really solid
Good
agent
agent.
that they released, and it's because she directly competed with Sova, who is a
Mm-hmm.
must pick on basically every map at the time.
Yeah.
Like you couldn't play any map without Sova. Him and Jet were like the highest
Mm-hmm.
pick rate agents. And then you introduce a character like Fade, who's very obviously like a competitor for like the Sova spot. Like she scans in a way that he does that no other agent does.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know why they don't see like her pick rate is low now, but I think that says more about like the map pool than it does her overall strength. And they also nerfed her, which meant that she was
Mm-hmm.
strong. I think that was a good direction that they took, and I don't know why they didn't continue with that direction
Yeah.
because I feel like she was so healthy for the game. She brought a level of variety that I like. You still feel the ripple effects today,
Mm-hmm.
because now you can play, like, for example, on a map like Haven, the
Mm-hmm.
standard comp I would say is like KJ, Sova,
Yeah.
Jet, Breach, Omen. That's probably like the
Mm-hmm.
standard comp. And then for a while before they nerfed Fade, you would see teams running that comp, but you'd also see them running the Fade Raze,
Mm-hmm.
Breach, Omen, KJ.
Yeah.
And it just gives variety, because if you have a duelist player who's not very good at Jet, oh, okay, then let's just put them on Raze, and then
Yeah.
maybe have our info player play Fade. And then you have a different sort of combination, different like util set that you can use. You can play the map a little differently, but it's still standard. And
Mm-hmm.
like that is good for the game. I don't know
Yeah.
why they don't think that is good for the game. Like that
Yeah.
is like having
Cause
that variety, but also it's still slotting into like what people already
yeah.
know, and it just kind of expands and like adds to the level of variety. I think that's good. And I
Yeah.
don't know why they'd stop doing that. I don't know why they're
Yeah.
making agents like Deadlock who have such a
Cause
weird niche
yeah.
when like there's still room to improve. Like they add like these like niche agents as if like the sentinel role is like, all right,
Yeah.
we've covered it all, now we can do something fun and niche. Like,
Yeah.
no, I feel like there's still
No.
like a lot
Yeah.
we could do here. Like there's so much potential. Why are
Yeah.
we jumping to this like
Especially
BS?
because honestly, with the Sentinel role, kind of focusing on it, it seems as though the majority of the Valorant player base really only considers KJ and Cypher as like sentinels. Like
Mm-hmm.
people call Chamber basically like a second duelist. Sage, yeah, she's a sentinel, but no one. I feel like most people don't really consider her a
Oh
sentinel.
yeah, no.
You know?
No, not in the way that they
Yeah, not in a way
understand the
that
role.
KJ and Cypher work. And so, I mean, kind of going off your point, after Fade, we got Harbor, Gecko,
Mm-hmm.
and then Deadlock. Out of
Yeah.
those three, I feel like Harbor is probably makes the most sense. Like, you know, he's like another Viper. People
Yeah.
played Harbor Viper for a while in pro
Mm-hmm.
play and game changers, so he kind of made sense.
Yeah,
What are
I
your
agree.
thoughts on
I did
Gecko?
like Harbor. Gecko, it's just like it's he like I'm just so
Fun
frustrated
concept,
thinking about
but
it.
not really slotted into the game is what I'm kind of gathering. You know, like it was a good concept, it
Exactly.
was fun. You know, everyone loves Wingman. You know, very
Hmm.
very cute, but in regards to the game, it's like where does he fit in?
Yeah. In theory, I think his kit is pretty cool.
Mhm.
In practice, and I don't even think it's like that crazy. Like he has a flash. I don't
Mhm.
know why they're trying to like make these abilities like a flash, but like not really a flash.
Yeah,
Like why is it like it
just
that I
flash.
don't really agree with that. Like let's
Yeah.
just like he can have a flash. It's okay. We're
Yeah.
not gonna get bored. Like you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's weird, but regardless, I think in practice he's just really clunky to play,
Mhm.
and he feels like an agent meant for like swift play and
Yeah.
not like the game itself. You
Cuz
know what I mean?
the more you think about it, you kind of compare him to some other initiators. With Gecko, it feels like they kind of took an ability from every other agent and were like, let's just give it
Hmm.
to him because he has a
Yeah.
flash that is kind of a flash. He
Hmm.
has like a walking concuss if it like gets to you, and the
Hmm.
wingman is probably the newest thing because you know it can diffuse and plant the spike. So that was like a
Yeah.
really good new idea. And then he has like a molly that a ton of other agents also have mollies, and then his ult is a essentially walking KJ ult. A
Yeah.
portable KJ ult.
Hmm.
And then, but like put together, it's like they're just agents that do what he does better.
Yeah.
It feels like, and
Yeah.
so,
It's really
and then
disheartening.
Deadlock is Deadlock. Poor
Deadlock is
Deadlock,
Deadlock.
honestly.
She don't deserve all that too, because she has a
Yeah,
nice. She's I really like her design actually. I think
yeah. I
Deadlock
think
is my
it's
favorite
sick.
agent. Yeah, she's like my favorite agent design wise, I think.
Yeah,
But just so
yeah.
useless.
And I guess
Zero
kind of,
percent pick rate in
yeah,
champs, by the way.
yeah. I guess kind of if you could be a Valorant dev, you know, like what would you do to Deadlock to at least make her playable?
Um, I'd probably give her some, like she has no rechargeable util, which I think
Mm-hmm.
is crazy for a sentinel.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I'd probably make it so that some of her abilities recharge. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know which ones. I think her wall, like the wall is like fine in
Mm-hmm.
like theory, like the concept I get. I think the
Mm-hmm.
shape of it is like weird and random. I feel like they
Yeah.
could just simplify it
Just
and it
make it
would
a wall.
probably make her yeah, like just make it a wall that you could
Yeah.
shoot through. Like you can just make it like a normal wall. I think she would
Yeah.
that would actually probably do a lot for her. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Cuz it just makes it like weird, like
The
the
wall is
weird
very
shape.
funky. Yeah.
Yeah, and it like, can almost work against you sometimes if you don't throw
Yeah.
it perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
And it's hard to visualize how to throw it well because
Yeah.
it's not just like a
Cause
straight
also
wall, like
it's
a
not,
sage wall.
yeah. Cause it's like when you throw it at an angle, it doesn't just like if you do it if you do throw it at an angle, you kind of have to think in your head like how the fuck is this X gonna land?
Yeah. And that's already too much.
Yeah.
Like I don't need to be thinking about all that while like they're about to hit my sight. You know what I mean? Like
Especially
I'm
because
not
you
trying to
can't
do
even
like
see it. Because like with
yeah.
sage wall, you know how it like it shows you, like
Mhm.
it shows you where the wall is gonna be.
Yeah.
With the teleck wall, it's like your guess is as good
Yeah.
as mine.
Yeah. Um I think her trips, I actually don't hate her trips to be
Mm-hmm.
honest. Um there might be a way to make them better, but I don't hate the concept of like
The
activating
sound.
on
Mm-hmm.
sound. I don't think every I don't think she's inherently like terrible because her trips aren't like great on
Yeah.
attack. Because I know like some people are like, oh, like on attack, her trips are kind of useless. I think you just have to think of it like her
Yeah.
trips aren't like the same as a cipher trip or like
Yeah.
a KJ alarm bot. Like you kind of
Yeah.
have to use like your other
It feels
util
like
for
they're
flank.
stronger for post plans, honestly, because you can
Exactly.
kind of just put the trip on top of the spike, basically, and then
Exactly.
it's essentially a free stun if the
Yeah.
person doesn't shoot it.
Yeah. Which I think that concept is cool because
Mm-hmm.
that just allows your sentinel player or like where if you want to lock a sentinel in ranked, like it's a
Mm-hmm.
different play style. It like
Yeah.
you don't have to like play a certain way if you're playing sentinels, which I think is
Mm-hmm.
cool. I don't hate that.
Yeah.
Um, I just think maybe giving her a little more to do on attack in terms of like
The
because
nade
she
kind of
can't
feels
pick up.
useless, I will say.
Yeah, I would say like the nade probably should be changed to
Mm-hmm.
something. Maybe that gives her info as well. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know. I just feel like because she has nothing that recharges and her
Yeah.
trips are bad on attack,
Yeah.
she's just
Who's gonna
really
pick
bad
her?
on attack.
Yeah.
Like in general, like her attack side is like really, really weak compared to
Yeah.
other sentinels.
Yeah.
So I think they would have to focus on improving her in that aspect.
Mm-hmm.
Because I also think her nade like really doesn't do
Yeah.
anything for her.
Yeah.
Like on a sight hit, like you throw the wall, you have the
Yeah.
trips. Like when are you nading? You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
when are you throwing that?
Yeah.
Like I've played Deadlock quite a bit, or like I
Uh-huh.
played Deadlock a fair amount, and I
Mm-hmm.
find myself almost never using it because it's
Yeah.
like
It's just a waste of
in
money
my
at that point.
yeah, like in my rotation, like in my flow of like playing the site when they're hit like when
Mm-hmm.
they're execing, it's like I throw my wall down and then I have
Mm-hmm.
my trips and I have my gun out waiting to play off my trips. When
Yeah.
am I throwing this molly? Like
Not
it
even
just doesn't
Molly.
make
Yeah.
sense. Like are you know what I mean? Like that nade. Like think about it
Yeah.
like I'm thinking about like if I'm playing Killjoy,
Mm-hmm.
I put my setup down.
Yeah.
I have one thing I'm worrying about and it's popping my mollies. When
Yeah.
I'm playing Cypher, I have one thing I'm worrying about. It's either popping my cages or
Or like
popping my
playing off
cam.
trips. Yeah.
But like with Deadlock, it's almost like it doesn't like really make sense. Like
Yeah.
when will I look at the floor to like throw a nade? What am I throwing this
Yeah.
nade off of? Like there's no synergy within her kit. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? And then her ult is
Agreed.
just gimmicky and
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of like
True.
alts that just like are guaranteed kill, like guaranteed round win. I think
Mm-hmm.
that's just boring and not uninspired gameplay, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Um
No, yeah, very
yeah.
valid. And then moving away from Valorant, apart from Valorant, what are some other games you like to play to, possibly de-stress from Valo ranked or, just to have fun?
Right now I haven't been playing a lot of games in general because I've
Mm-hmm.
just been busy with school, but before like in the summer and stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
I recently got back into Genshin Impact. That
Ooh,
has been
okay.
fun.
A Genshiner.
Yeah, I'm not very like
Are you free to
deep
play?
into the game. Yeah, I'm free to
Okay.
play. I spent a little money when the game first came out,
Uh-huh. Who is
because
it
I was
for?
actually like, I don't even remember.
Oh, okay.
I think I just was like, I was really unfamiliar with like gacha at the time as well.
Mm-hmm.
I played another MiHoYo game though. I played
Honkai Star Rail?
Honkai.
Oh,
No, I
okay.
played before
Oh,
Genshin
Honkai
came
Impact.
out. Yeah, I played
Gotcha.
that like in high school, like on my
Yeah.
phone. I didn't even know it was a gotcha game though. That's how like unaware I was.
Oh.
Like I just liked it
Honestly,
because like
maybe
the
that's for the
gameplay was
better.
sick. No, literally, the gameplay was sick though. Like for a
Yeah.
mobile game too, I was like,
Yeah,
whoa,
true.
this game is like fluid and shit.
Mhm.
Um, and then I saw Genshin. I think I saw like an ad for it like the day it got
Mhm.
released or like a day before, and I'm like, oh, this looks really nice. And
Mhm.
like the website had like really nice music playing. I remember that.
True.
So I got that game. I played a little bit, spent a little money, and then I was like, I'm bored because I ran out of things to do.
Uh-huh.
And now it's been 2 years, so I got back into it
You're
again.
back.
Yeah, but I already stopped playing because I just don't have time. But I kind of
That
just
is
like it
valid.
because I haven't explored enough of like I haven't
Yeah.
explored the world, and it's so big now. So just
Yeah.
doing like the exploration is so satisfying for
Yeah.
me, and like the music's great, the graphics are
Mhm.
great. That's all I need to be honest. I don't
Yeah.
need a whale. As soon as
And
I
it
like
does
run
feel
out of
like a
things to do.
game you don't have to like invest a ton of time in at a time. Like you can kind of
Mhm.
just play it and then leave it and then come back.
Mhm. Yeah, and it's just waiting there for you, which is really
Mhm.
nice. I played a lot of Final Fantasy
Yeah,
14.
14. Mhm.
Yeah, that was like my big game. I'm pretty on and off with it because it is an MMO with a
Mhm.
monthly sub. So
Yeah.
I have to like
Are you
pick and
paying the
choose when
sub
I
right now?
No, no, no.
Okay,
I
okay.
haven't paid since I played a little bit in the summer. I probably
Mhm.
paid for like 2 months or 3 months.
Mhm.
Um but I didn't play a whole lot. And yeah, because it's kind of the thing is with that game as well is that there's so many controls and like
Mhm.
I have a separate mouse to play that game too. Like I have an MMO
That's
mouse
the
to play that game.
dedication. I respect
Yeah,
that,
cause
honestly.
cause when I was playing, like I was playing like 8 hours a day, like
Oh my
no
god, yeah.
lifing, because it was so fun. That game is
Yeah.
so fun. But and I was like raiding, I was doing like the end game raiding
Mhm.
and stuff like that. So but now, like getting back into it, there's like that learning curve again. So that's kind of what turns me off from playing it
Yeah.
like here and there.
That's
So I kind of have
valid.
to like commit.
Is that how you feel with
But like
League too?
a little bit. League, it
Mhm.
feels a little easier to play.
Mhm.
It
It's like
still
riding
kind
a
of feels
bike.
bad though. Yeah. It still kind of feels bad though because I consistently experience this like cognitive dissonance where I feel like I'm better than I am, but then I can't do the things that I want to do. Because
Yeah.
I used to play a bunch. I never was
Yeah.
really that good. I was like silver, but like I could have been gold if I tried. But
No, yeah.
but
You're a gold player at heart.
yeah. No, but like I had hands for the most
Yeah.
part, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
now I have no hands. But like in my brain, I still feel like I do. Like at
Uh-huh.
certain points, I'm like, oh, I want to like do this sort of thing. But I
Yeah.
literally just I don't have the mechanics anymore.
It's because
And
your
it's
hands are
so,
focused on aiming, you know? It's in
oh,
the
true.
Valorant mindset now.
No, true. Yeah. So I don't have like the dexterity in my left hand to like do combos really fast
Yeah.
or whatever. So it just feels bad sometimes.
Uh-huh.
I'll just like play bad. I'm like, dude, I know I can be better, but I
Yeah.
just can't, and it's
League is
so
honestly
frustrating.
a horrible game. So honestly, maybe that's better that you don't get back into it.
Yeah. It's the thing is with League though, the highs are like really high, and
That
like the
is true.
like five stacking with friends,
Yeah.
and
It's
like
usually a
I
good time.
yeah, like the other day, like last week, I was playing a
Mhm.
Norms game, and we ended up losing, but it was like
Mhm.
a 50-minute
Good
game, and
vibes.
it was
Oh.
so fun. It was
Oh,
so
okay. That's
fun.
good.
Because it was just like we were like back against the wall,
Yeah.
like two of our inhibs down, like
Oh
open
my
nexus,
god.
and like
Uh-huh.
we lost Elder, and we were just
Oh
holding
my
it
god.
down,
Uh-huh.
like we didn't get soul, we were just holding
Backs
it down. We're
against the
like,
wall. You guys
yeah,
rallied.
and we almost like we were just slowly coming back,
Yeah.
like building that gold up, and then like
Mhm.
it was I don't know, it was really fun, but then we ended up losing to like
Yeah.
backdoor Scion, like boring,
Cringe.
so cringe and
Cringe.
boring, but.
No honor.
Yeah, but it was fun, and
Mhm.
those are like the experiences I still like remember in League, and I
Mhm.
hold near and
And we
dear
love
to my
that.
heart. Yeah, the League is also just really awful when you're
Icky.
behind.
Yes.
It's like you
Very
lose lane,
true.
and it's like, all right, why am I
It's
still in this game?
Jover. Yes, that is true. And I guess focusing more on you, do you have any plans in the future that you're excited about? You know, say maybe I know you said you're on a hiatus from competing right now, but like streaming, anything that you're excited about.
Right now, um, focusing on school for
Mhm.
sure. School's like number one priority for me.
Mhm. That's very
Um,
good.
yeah, and making money so I can pay for school.
Hell
Also,
yeah.
also number
Very
one,
good.
number two priority. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Um, for Val and like gaming, I'm like not streaming at all.
Mhm.
I didn't find a whole lot of fun in streaming. Like
Mhm.
that's why I quit, to be honest.
Mhm.
'Cause like I used to stream and
She's
now I
not
don't.
streaming anymore, guys, but definitely still go follow her on her Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube. In
Oh my
case,
God.
what
You
if
don't
one
have to follow me
day
on Twitch, but you
what
should
if
follow
one
me on
day she
Twitter.
comes back, You never know. Just go follow her anyways.
True, true, true. But yeah, I'm kind of just playing Val to
Mhm.
like pass the time, I guess. I
That's
don't even
valid.
know. I feel like I would feel like it's a disservice to myself if I just like
Yeah.
stop playing altogether because I've put so much time into getting good. And I don't want to like waste
Yeah.
my talents, I
Gotta keep
guess.
those hands warm for collegiate too, right?
Exactly, yeah. So I'm kind of just like playing, and collegiate's really fun. I like my team a
Mhm.
lot, so
That's
that is
good.
rewarding in a sense.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that we do go somewhere because I feel like
Fingers
we are
crossed.
improving. Yeah, fingers crossed. But I do think we're improving, and
Mhm.
we're in talks of being top 30 collegiate. So that will be really
Okay.
nice. Like that's like when when it starts to get serious a little bit. So
Yeah.
hopefully we want to like
Okay.
move up the ranks,
Mhm.
be a little bit more respected, and then it's fun. I
Yeah,
think Valorant
100%.
also, yeah, I think Valorant also like brings our like school community together.
Oh,
Like literally
okay.
yesterday, like we had a party with
Mhm.
a lot of like the Valorant people, like a Halloween
Slay.
party.
Love that.
Um yeah, so it's like these sorts of things that like uh it kind of like I don't know, it's like a shared interest that you can have with
Yeah.
people. So I don't just want to like quit altogether because
Yeah.
I'm grateful for like the friends that I've made and
Mhm.
whatnot. So
Yeah.
I'm kind of just seeing where I'm going. I'm
Yeah, 100%.
taking it easy.
And I guess before we move on to our next little segment, is there anything you want to like shout out?
Um, follow me on Twitter. That's
Definitely
all.
follow her on Twitter.
That's all
Banger
I.
tweets.
Yeah, that's all I do. I don't have any like anything else. Shout out.
Hey, you know what?
I don't know.
That is completely valid and totally okay. Everyone, please go follow her on Twitter for sure. And okay, so this next segment, Tina, it's gonna be a Valorant this or that slash would you rather.
Okay, cool.
We're gonna start off pretty easy. So the first question: Vandal or Phantom?
Right now, actually, I've been on the biggest Phantom wave. I was like Vandaler for
Okay. Uh
life,
huh.
but like I don't know what switch, but like I'm so Phantom pilled
One
now.
day you just use the Phantom and you're like, it's kind of hitting.
No, literally, I'm like, this is actually the best gun in the game. Like, for sure, Phantom. Phantom.
Okay. Okay. Next, buff Jet or buff Chamber?
Oh my God, neither.
You have to choose one.
Delete them
You have
both.
to choose
But buff
one.
chamber. Buff chamber.
Okay. Okay. Play only Fracture or only Breeze for a week?
Fracture. I freaking hate Breeze. Fracture's
Okay.
okay. I don't hate it.
Next one. Remove the judge or remove the op?
Judge, for sure.
Okay. Next. Would you rather play with Valorant E-daters, like the very vocal ones, or an insta-lock toxic Reyna main who does not shut up the entire game?
Definitely E-daters. Because, like,
Okay.
if they're just, like, in their own world, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I'll deal with it. I
You're
can't
okay
deal with
with the
toxicity.
occasional good job Pookie Bear versus the you fucking suck, I smurf your peak.
At
Okay.
least one of them is, like, I can laugh. You know, it's, like,
Yeah.
free
Good for
entertainment.
them. Right?
Yeah.
Good for them. And okay, next, get twerked on by a gecko or get twerked on by a KO?
I think I lagged out, or maybe I don't know who lagged out. I didn't hear what you said. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay, okay. Get twerked on by a gecko or get twerked on by a KO?
KO. He thrown that thing back.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and okay, I don't know if you have either one of these, but have a riot gun buddy or a radiant gun buddy.
Radiant, of course.
Of course.
I want to be radiant. I have a riot
Okay.
gun buddy though.
Oh,
Not to flex.
okay. Not to flex, not to flex. But next, would you rather play a 5 duelist comp or a 5 initiator comp?
5 duelists probably.
Okay. Is there a reason why, or just it would be more fun?
I think just the fact that Gecko exists makes 5 initiators. What are the initiators? Sova, Fade, Breach,
Gecko,
KO,
Sky.
Sky. Oh, I guess you don't even need to run Gecko.
Oh,
Nah, yeah,
there's, like,
I'd
6.
still do 5 duelists. I think
Okay.
duelists overall are just like more fun.
Yeah, valid, valid. Would you rather play on high ping or play on low FPS?
I think high ping.
Okay, okay. And then next, would you rather have all your games go to overtime or always lose pistol round?
I think always go to overtime. I actually low-key love overtime games.
Oh, okay. I feel like that is a hot take, kind of.
Because it's like I like games that are like losing
You
in
like
overtime.
close games.
Yeah, because then
Yeah.
it's like at least we're both trying. Like they're
Yeah.
like it's fun. Like I feel like there's like more fun to be had in a game that's close, you know?
Mm-hmm. Valid. This next one, I think is quite funny. Would you rather have a skilled duo, or have like a skilled toxic duo, or
Mhm.
have a funny slash wholesome duo, but they're dog water?
The latter.
I am talking. They're going like 0-17, but
Yeah,
they're
that's
fun.
fine.
Okay.
I actually just I'm for the vibes. Like if the vibes are
Valid.
good, I will be fine.
Mhm.
Truly and honestly.
You're very like vibe dependent. You know?
Yeah,
Vibes
for
are
sure.
good. You're good.
hmm
Okay. Next one. Would you rather be a pocket sage or be a jet main that gets pocketed?
Jetmain.
Okay.
I actually have to think about that. I'm not gonna lie. Both are tempting. Both are fun.
And then this question I added in after the kind of recent drama in the Valorant scene. But
Okay.
would you rather be a booster or be boosted?
Oh, okay. Definitely a booster.
Okay.
I definitely wouldn't want to be boosted. No.
Okay. If you know, you know.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, and then that was the last one. That was the last question.
Oh,
Okay,
really?
Tina. Yeah, I know. Did you want me to get more?
I was getting into it.
Okay, I'll just come up with them on the spot, right?
No, you're good. You're good. You're good.
But yeah, I mean, okay, Tina, thank you so much for the interview. Do you have anything more you would like to say, to add? Any, like, comments, questions, concerns? Yeah, if chat has any questions, now is your time to ask them. I try not to read chat too much during the interview just because I don't want to interrupt the flow of it. And, I don't want to make my guests think that I'm not, like, listening to them or anything like that. So if you have any more questions, now would be the time to ask.
Yes, agreed. I
The
don't really
legendary
have a whole
That
lot
was
to
kind of
say.
Smurf. Yeah, wait, that clip. What was the context of it? Your infamous clip of that was kind of Smurf. Not gonna lie.
Oh my gosh, dude. I was like, that's like the early days. Like when I was saying like I was really bad when I started. That was like probably like month 2 of playing Valorant. And I was still on my laptop, you know.
Uh-huh.
So I'm playing Raze on Bind. I'm in Hookah
Uh-huh.
on defense.
Okay.
And I like Raze Satchel successfully over like the Sage wall, but then I kind of like fall off. But then I kill a guy like as I'm falling.
Okay.
And I thought that was like really cool. Like
That was
the fact that
Smurf,
I like
I'm not gonna lie.
like I thought me like hitting the movement kinda and then getting a kill. I'm like
She's a
I just smurfed
schmoovement
that.
gamer. You channeled your inner Jing before you even knew who Jing was.
Literally. Like,
Respect. Lazy Hands 14 said Skibbity or Phantom Tax.
defo Phantom Tax.
Oh, this is a good one. Keji said, what role would you prefer your duo to play?
Whatever role I don't play.
Okay.
Probably like I don't really play initiator and I don't really play duelist in ranked.
Oh, okay.
So as long as there's no like role conflict, because
Mhm.
I mostly just play controller or sentinel in ranked.
That's crazy because I feel like Keji recently has been playing a lot of Phoenix. So, it seems
Oh
like
really?
it seems like that would be a good duo.
Keji, we run it back or what? You know Keji and I used to duo, right?
Yeah, that's
Okay,
what
okay,
I'm
okay.
saying. I'm like, I think, maybe it's time. The vibes are going to be good.
Thing is I don't play
And
ranked, so
yeah, that
so
would
many
be the
people
main issue.
so many people ask me to play ranked and I'm like, here's the thing, like I would love to,
But I don't play
except
it.
I don't want to play ranked. Like I would love to, like I feel bad. I'm not saying no to you. I'm saying no, I'm not gonna play at all. Like
You're saying
one of
no to
my
the
like
game.
exactly. Like one of my friends who I go to school with, she's like, "When are we gonna duo?" You know? I'm like,
You're
"Girl,
like,
I don't play.
never.
I don't play the game."
You're like, that's a really good question. When are we gonna do it? Let me
Yeah.
think. And then, what is your favorite game of all time?
My favorite game of all time?
Mm-hmm.
What a
What a
question. How could
question
you
for
ask me
real.
this?
Thank you, John
Oh my
London.
God. Um, to be honest, it probably would be Final Fantasy 14.
Okay. I
I
was really
think that.
scared you're gonna say like League or Valorant. I
Oh
was
hell
like,
no. Oh
oh,
hell no.
Tina.
No. Probably Final Fantasy 14. I have like 1,000 hours in
Okay.
that game, and it's just like
Yeah.
just a great story, great game,
Mm-hmm.
good game. You guys
No,
should
that is
check it
very
out.
valid. 1,000 hours, not too shabby.
Yeah.
Not too shabby indeed. And
And
then,
at
I
least,
actually wanted to ask,
oh yes.
cause, and this is like nothing to like scoff about or anything like that, but you hit top 8 in Game Changers before with your old
This is
team
true.
Overkill Black. Yeah, it's not winning, but like I think you guys were the only unsigned team at the time, right?
Yes.
I mean, how did that feel to you? Like, did you even think about it in that like sense, or were you just like, oh, okay, you know?
No, that was a really great moment. That will probably be my highest achievement
Mm-hmm.
in Game Changers. Um, Mostly because I don't think a scene is gonna last a lot longer.
Oh no.
Um, but yeah, no, that was like really surreal. I didn't think it was gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
I and it was crazy too, because like all the factors, like odds were against us. Like
Mm-hmm.
like one of our players like with the team 2 weeks before.
Oh my
We
gosh.
had like I don't even remember what the issues were, but we were just having so many issues with like the
Mm-hmm.
team and everything, and like things were not working out. Also, one of our players, her power went out one of the days, and so we had
Uh-huh.
to play with a sub, and it was just crazy. Like literally nothing was going for us, and yet despite it all, we were also like we all told each other to like this team is over after this game changes. You know what I mean? Our
Yeah.
goal was to do better than last time, which is top 16.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
And you
so
did
we're
it.
thinking like top 12, you know?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So top 12, and then lose the qualifying game to make top 8. That's probably
Mm-hmm.
because usually like the qualifying game to make top 8 is against a signed team. And then
Yeah.
like then it's like, okay, well, we did our best, you know?
Yeah.
But we had the easiest bracket, like the easiest side of the bracket by
Mm-hmm.
far. Because
No, you
we
guys
didn't play any
beat
signed teams.
Unspoken Riz to get
Yeah.
into I think the main or the
It's a main
upper
event.
bracket.
Yeah. And that was very fortunate for us. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, it only panned out that way because Unspoken Riz beat Misfits.
Yeah.
So by
So
like technically I could say I
yeah.
beat Misfits, like but like not
Yeah.
actually. Um I don't even think we would have won against Misfits because we've played them before a couple
Mm-hmm.
times and lost. So I don't know, but we were just better that day, and I will like I'll say like luck was on our side, but
You
one of my
guys still had to
friends
beat them, you know?
exactly, and one of my friends put it this way. He was like, other teams also had the chance, like
Yeah,
Misfits, for example, they had the chance. No offense to them,
exactly.
but they had the chance to win against these teams, and they
No, yeah,
didn't.
100%.
So, not to like discount or
But
win, but
yeah,
it was
big
really
shout out to
crazy.
Kurosu,
Yes, shout
Mayara,
out Kurosu,
Angel,
Miara. Yeah,
and Ariel
yeah,
for, for pulling it together, playing as a team, and then achieving top 8. Like that's actually insane to think about.
yeah. It was really cool. I was very happy.
As you should be, as you should be. And then before we end the interview, is there anything else you'd like to talk about, say, anything like that? Any questions, comments, concerns?
Um, this was great. I don't really have anything else to say, but this was really great, and you're a great interviewer.
Oh, thank you. And I know you said when I first asked you, you're like, I'm not very interesting. And I was like, no, 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 you definitely are. And like,
I just
I
felt
feel like you
like
have so much insight to give to us, especially for like, because it's unfortunate to say, but it does feel like not as many people care about game changers as like, the main
mhm,
VCT scene, which like, that's just a fact of the matter. And so I
yeah.
feel like whenever there's an opportunity to like learn more about game changers and like the ins and outs of it, I want to take that opportunity, and I know probably a lot of other people want to learn as well, and who better to educate us than a game changers player herself.
Mhm. Mhm.
So you were incredibly interesting. Okay, Tina.
Thank you. Thank you.
But yeah, thank you so much for giving me the honor to interview you, and for giving us all your insights and knowledge about the game and the scene. And
It
yeah,
was a
I mean,
pleasure.
I wish you the best of luck in school. I wish you the best of luck in collegiate. I don't know
Thank you.
if it's like, I don't know if you want to, but if you do, is there a place that people can support you and the team in collegiate?
Um, we have a Twitter account, I guess, and
Okay.
like a Twitch, but uh, Carlton Esports on Twitter. Here, I can put it in chat.
Oh, for some reason, the Fugi is not working. So, guys, Tina is still here. I promise you can still hear her.
Oh my god, I
Definitely go.
died.
I know. You left us too soon. But everyone, if you would like to follow Tina and her collegiate team, there you go, Carlton Esports. And yeah, Tina, thank you so much again. This was no offense to any past guests, but this was probably my favorite interview I've done so far.
Oh my god, really?
Yeah.
Yay!
Like I love Valorant, as shitty as it is right now. I love the
Mhm.
game, and like I love watching Valorant, whether it be game changers or just like regular VCT. And
Mhm.
yeah, this was amazing.
This was really fun. I'm really happy
I'm
to have been
glad
here.
to hear that. Tina, have an amazing rest of your night. Thank you for gracing us with your presence.
Thank you for having
And
me.
yeah, much love to you and good luck in your future endeavors.
Thank you. Thank you. You too.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Okay, with that being said, you guys, that was okay, Tina. Please go follow her. She is an absolutely incredible player, incredible person. Just one of the funniest, coolest people I have the pleasure of being friends with. Thank you so much for the deep breaths and the vibe check. Vibes are great. That was genuinely an incredible interview. Again, like I said, probably my favorite one I've done so far, just because, again, she gave us so much insight into Valorant, into game changers. Like Mr. Bear said, not even a scene I'm particularly involved in, but it was still interesting to hear her talk. Thank you for the hydrate. And so, yeah, like, overall was just an incredible interview. I hope you guys were able to get as much out of it as I did, and I hope you guys enjoyed listening to Tina talk. I know I did, because again, she's just such a funny person, like such a bright light, truly, if that makes sense. But yeah, with that being said, guys, W guest, W host, thank you. Lazy Hands 14, thank you. I was thinking I had written stretch from before. I did those. I just didn't acknowledge it, but I did them. But yeah, with that being said, let me see if there's anyone to raid right now, because I will be calling it a night since I'm a little tired, you know. And tomorrow's gonna be a Monday. Oh my god, tomorrow's gonna be a Monday. Guys, I don't know if you guys are ready for Monday, but I don't think I am. But yeah, I'm gonna raid let's raid someone who's like playing Valorant. Oh, Starry Bun. She is also a Game Changers player. Speaking of Game Changers, so let's raid her. I think she's just started her stream. She's like warming up right now. But you know, I feel like we talked about Game Changers and Valorant today, so it's only fitting to raid someone playing Valorant and who is a Game Changers player. So let me type in the raid message. Hi, Hedgie Raid. We love you, Starry. And yeah, give her a lot of love, you guys. Like, let's be honest, I don't know how much longer the Game Changer scene is gonna last. So let's try and support all the Game Changers players while we still can. As sad as that sounds. Oh god, it's so unfortunate. But yeah, thank you again everyone for watching and stopping by the channel today to watch the interview. It was, again, such an incredible interview. It was so much fun on my part. And I hope you guys had as much fun as I did. And I hope you guys were as interested as I was in it. And I don't know when next I'll be streaming this week, but I will definitely try and give you guys a day's notice for the next stream. But yeah, thank you everyone so much for your support. Please, please, please go support oktina as well. Everyone go give Tina a lot of